So back to a question I touched on earlier, but all these baby boomers who are trying to sell their companies, like the itty bitty ones, how do I find them? Like I can put in a Google companies for sale or business for sale, but what else can I do to identify these companies?
A lot of it has to do with really just networking and talking to people. When you let people know that you're in the business of buying companies.
Oh, when you just announce yourself that, like right off the handshake, this is what I do. Tell me your line again about how you introduce yourself.
Oh, well, somebody, like if I go to a party and somebody says, I am,
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Oh, I buy and sell companies and triple the profits in about 18 to 24 months.
That's your tagline.
That's my tagline.
I buy and sell companies and triple the profits in 18 to 24 months.
Right.
It's much more powerful than I buy and sell companies.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what I want is to elicit or I want to bring out of them a
response. How do you do that? Yeah.
Which is how they do that.
Yeah.
If they say, how do they do that? Or how do you do that? Then I say, well, do you own a company? And if you say, well, yes, well, what kind of company is it?
Okay.
And right now they start talking about the company. So, but once they've told me a little bit about them, I'll tell them what I've done with another company. I won't even talk about their company anymore.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen, and this is very, very subtle, what's going to happen is they're going to start to look and say, well, I'm hearing Mike talk about this other company over here. How come he isn't pitching me on my company?
They'll start selling you.
They start selling you on their company.
So you make them jealous with your love for another company.
That's right. Well, yeah, we've done this over here, but I'm not even interested. And they're like, well, my company
if
could
you
do
start
that. I don't even know if I want
desperate.
your company.
Yeah, right.
It's like, why would I want your company?
Right.
You haven't told me anything that's great about your company.
You have to be talking and hanging out at the right environments where there are entrepreneurs present for this, right?
Not necessarily. So let's talk about Chamber of Commerce. Right? Okay, you could have some business owners there. Let's say you go to some kind of a luncheon somewhere, or let's say you go to a conference somewhere, or you're at a grocery store, you're sitting at Starbucks, right? There are people, entrepreneurs that are there, right? Don't judge a book by its cover on how they're dressed, because some successful business owners don't always wear a coat and tie or a dress or whatever.
A lot of us don't,
Yeah, just don't, or flip-flops, whatever it is, right? Summertime, I'm in shorts and flip-flops. You never know.
Okay.
But you're striking up a conversation.
Yeah.
Right? If you like talking to people, this is a business that's perfect for you.
Okay, because even if you're not talking to an entrepreneur, everyone knows an entrepreneur of a small sandwich shop or of a landscaping. Would you buy a landscaping company?
No. Well, here's, all right, that was a short answer, but let me explain why I wouldn't.
Okay.
The question that comes to my mind is, you say landscape, I'm like, how do I grow it? How do I
triple
grow
the profits? How do you triple the profits within 18 to 24 months? Yeah.
I can't see how to do that without really expanding the landscaping, but it's based on product and size and square footage and number of trees, right? And it's like, and their margins are too low.
It's not scalable enough.
It's not really scalable for me.
Okay. So what other businesses would you be like, nope, nope, nope?
I don't do gas stations. I don't do restaurants. A lot of people, oh man, you got this great restaurant. You know what happens with restaurants? The money is either thrown out, walked out, or poured out. Right? And I don't have somebody that I trust enough to watch that much cash. The less cash involved in the business, the better and easier it is for me to track and monitor.
Okay, what about a catering company?
Okay, how do you grow it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Right? Yeah. It's like I could see you.
Well, if you can grow it through internet marketing.
Yeah, you could do that, but man, there's a million other catering companies. What makes yours different?
So you want a special catering company if you have a catering company?
There's got to be a niche, right?
Okay.
What's the hook? What makes somebody jump, well, we have the best customer service.
What about if it's like the best Hawaiian barbecue catering company in town?
Well, why is it catering? Why didn't they do a restaurant? Why didn't
because they didn't want the overhead of a restaurant. Because at Defy, we tell them they're not allowed to start restaurants. So if they really want to start a restaurant, we allow them to start a catering company.
How dependent is the business on that owner?
Yeah.
And if I step in, the owner goes away, what happens to the business?
Got it.
So a question I also like to ask is, imagine Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, that you sold your company, or rather you're in your company and you went on vacation for 6 months. What would happen to your company? Most people say it wouldn't be here when I got back.
Yeah.
They haven't had a vacation in years.
Yeah.
Because they're working at 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because it's all they've ever known, and they're worn out.
Right.
Is that a company I really want to take over?
Nope.
Not really.
Okay.
But if it's making enough profit, then I can bring somebody else in, the right team that know how to manage it.
Yep.
Right. Just because the owner didn't do it right doesn't mean it can't be fixed.
Sure.
But I need to still see the growth potential. I don't want to just fix a problem. I want to fix it and make it grow.
What percentage of the time do you replace management? Do you bring in a new CEO to run the company?
Almost every time.
Almost? Okay, because they want to be done with the day-to-day anyway.
That's
they want to
correct.
retire,
They
become
want
a chairman. So you want to keep them involved for at least a year, but you're still bringing on a new CEO.
Correct. The
Okay.
reason for that is I want to have what we call a business in a box, right? I want to create a brand new business where when I sell it, everything moves to the new buyer. All the employees, the CEO, everything. So somebody comes in as an investor and says, I don't want to touch the business. I just want it to throw off profit for me.
Yeah.
Great. We got a whole management team. It's already in place.
Yeah.
Because it's in place, I can charge a premium, right? I get
Sure.
a higher multiple because it's already done for you.
Okay. And where do you find the CEO to come run the company?
I guarantee you there's an expertise of a CEO or prior CFO, a COO, or CMO, right? All these what's called C-level executives. That's what they're called. Chief Marketing Officer, CMO, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, right? All those things.
All of them.
There's plenty of resumes. There's plenty of people. All you do is start talking to people. Go online, any of the websites. Look for a consultant who may want to transition to grow this company, and they would take a smaller, or actually a much drastic, or a larger cut in their normal salary in exchange for a small piece of equity.
Okay.
Because they know the company's going to be sold.
Yep.
So they get a bigger payday later.
This has been a fascinating class. I'm so glad that I asked you to do this with us. I'm sure that our EITs are going to have more questions, and you mentioned that you like to give back and teach other people how to do it. If they want to learn more about this, and they've just learned in this online class, is there a website they can go, or do you have a book, or what resource can you?
I did write a book called How to Buy a Business Using Its Own Cash. They can get that right on Amazon. It's on Amazon Kindle.
Let's repeat that. How to buy a book.
How to buy a business.
How to buy a business
using its own cash.
By Mike Warren.
Right.
Okay.
So, yep.
On Amazon.
You can go on Amazon, type in Mike Warren business book or something like that, or How to Buy a Business, Mike Warren, and it'll come up and you'll see it'll be the first one there.
Mike wanted to give it away to you for free, and I said, no, make them buy it, because then they'll really read it.
Yes.
So,
well, you only invest and spend your time on things that you have invested yourself.
Oh, skin in the game.
Yep.
Any other great resources that you might drive our EITs to if they want to learn more about investing or anything along the lines of what you've talked about?
If they want to go, and like I do webinars and stuff to teach people kind of what I've been talking here. So if they're ever interested, they can always go to one of my sites, which is called Flipping Businesses. A bunch of S's there, okay? So Flipping Businesses, plural, with an S at the end.com.
Flippingbusinesses.com. We'll give them the link to that too, and they can check out additional stuff.
They go to, there's like a 90-minute video training on there. They can check things out.
I get to speak with a lot of really fascinating people in my business, and nothing has made me want to leave Defy, and I'm still not going to leave Defy because unfortunately I don't love the pursuit of money enough to leave, but this gets my blood going. This is really interesting, fascinating, exciting stuff that I could see myself doing, and I could see many of our EITs getting to do too.
Well, I hope that you, right, I know you won't, but I hope that you watching will take advantage of it. Just realize that the opportunity is here, and there's a phrase that I like to use, and it goes something like this: action is not something you say, action is something that you do.
Yep.
Right?
And
you can talk about it all day long, but until you actually do something and take what I've shared with you and do something, like just talk to people, play the game a little bit just to see how it is. Right? Some people have heard the phrase, well, you act as if. I don't believe in act as if.
Just do it.
Well, no, it's you act as if, act as if you belong in this game. If you act as if you belong in the business flipping game, people will believe that you do.
Interesting. I think a lot of that comes back to what we started with at the very beginning, when you said that you need this to actually get to do that.
You need. Yeah, okay, we'll go with
you
what
need
you
the
said.
courage. You need the
there
courage.
We go. You need the courage. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the only thing stopping you from actually doing this, because you don't need the cash. You just need to start picking up the phone. You assemble your team first, right, with all your consultants.
You
and
don't
then
even
you go
really
for it.
need that. So if you're not sure, just go talk to people and say, hey, yeah, we have a team, and you don't have to. They don't need to know who the members of your team are.
Sure.
It's an initial conversation. You can figure
just
out the
to
team
feel it
later.
out. Okay. Love it. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Go out there and do it.